We are waiting. We wait to get into university. We wait for exam results. We wait to graduate. We wait for payday. We wait for the right person and the right time. But what if the thing we are waiting for never comes? Or worse, what if we don't even know exactly what we are waiting for? Hello? Today we are going to talk about one of the weirdest, most frustrating, yet most brilliant works in the history of literature and theater. Samuel Beckett's masterpiece, Waiting for Godot. How can a play where nothing happens tell us everything about life? Come with me. Let's take a walk to a barren tree. When Waiting for Godot premiered in 1953, audiences were confused. There is almost no plot, which is exactly the point. Two men, Vladimir and Estragon, old friends, sometimes affectionately called Didi and Gogo, stand on a lonely country road. They are waiting for a man named Godot. But there is a problem. They aren't completely sure why they are waiting for him. They aren't sure what time he is supposed to arrive. They aren't even sure if they are standing in the right place. While they wait, they talk. They argue over trivial things. They consider ending it all, but then they get distracted by their own shoes. Sometimes strangers pass by, disturbing the monotony, only to disappear again. At the end of each day, a young boy arrives with the exact same message. Mr. Godot won't come today, but surely tomorrow. And the tree? It stays empty. In the second act, a single leaf appears. It is Beckett's quiet cruelty, proof that time is passing, days are vanishing, even while absolutely nothing changes in their lives. At the end of both acts, one of them says, "Well, shall we go?" The other replies, "Yes, let's go." But the stage direction is devastatingly simple. They do not move. Why do they stay? They know waiting might be pointless. They have the physical ability to walk away, but they don't. And that single detail is the whole play in miniature, and the whole modern human condition, too. Beckett is often filed under absurdism, a philosophical cousin of existentialism. Think of Albert Camus or Jean-Paul Sartre. The core idea is this: humans desperately want life to have an inherent meaning, a clear purpose, a script, but the universe is silent. It gives us no script. Vladimir and Estragon aren't paralyzed because they lack options. They are paralyzed because waiting is safe. Waiting requires no responsibility. If Godot never comes, it's not their fault. They showed up, didn't they? They did their part. But if they act, if they choose to leave, if they choose to build a different life, and if it fails, that failure belongs entirely to them. As Sartre said, we are condemned to be free. We have no fixed destiny. We have to author our own meaning through action. And that total freedom terrifies people far more than any prison ever could. So we do what Didi and Gogo do. We invent a Godot and we wait. But how do we actually survive the waiting? If the universe is silent, how do we keep from going mad? Beckett's answer is simple. We invent distractions. Throughout the play, Vladimir and Estragon don't just stand in silence. They play with their boots. They swap hats. They watch the cruel spectacle of Pozzo and his servant Lucky passing through. They create little dramas to pass the time. Without these distractions, they would have to face the terrifying fact that they are completely static. Much like classical statues frozen in a museum, they are trapped in an empty landscape, waiting for an eternity that never alters. To avoid facing that stillness, we fill the void with noise. It's a theme that echoes everywhere in our culture, from the heaviest existential literature to the melancholic realism of alternative rock. It's that creeping realization, much like the famous lyrical warning in a Pink Floyd track, that you are frittering and wasting the hours in an offhand way, only to suddenly realize 10 years have got behind you. We use our daily routines, our petty arguments, and our passing entertainments as a shield. We are terrified of the silence, because in the silence, we might finally realize that Godot isn't just late. He isn't on his way at all. Look around. We didn't get rid of the waiting room. We just redecorated it with screens and spreadsheets. The modern Godot wears many faces. For some, Godot is the promotion that will finally make the job feel worth it. For others, it's the number in a bank account, the follower count on social media, the perfect morning routine. It is that magical moment when you believe your real life will quietly click into place and the waiting will stop.
Well, shall we go?
Yes. Let's go.
Hustle culture and social media run on the exact same architecture as Beckett's stage. You refresh and refresh, waiting for the notification or the milestone that will make you feel complete. Like the boy who arrives each night with the message, not today, but surely tomorrow, the algorithm gives you just enough to keep you waiting, but never enough to make you feel completely satisfied. Godot isn't a person. Godot is an excuse we invent to justify standing still. Beckett doesn't hand us a neat, happy moral, but he does leave us a clue in the one thing his characters never do: choose to walk down the road themselves. The takeaway here isn't to quit your job or burn down your life. It's smaller and much harder. Notice where in your life you are standing by a dry tree, waiting for a sign that will never come, when you already have everything you need to just start walking. That project you are waiting for the right time to start. That apology you are waiting for before you heal. The confidence you are waiting to feel before you try. The waiting doesn't just run out. You have to walk out of it. Pick one thing today that you've been waiting for permission to do, and do it anyway, without Godot's blessing. Because he's not coming, and you never needed him to.